Fast Friday. You ready for this? We got three powerful things going on. We've got crystal clear, laser focus, and sailboat flow. If you've listened to my work, you know any of these three things on their own is powerful. This morning I've got all three. It's 5:15. I just got out of bed. I'm looking outside. It is bright as day because it's June. The days are long and warm and sunny and gorgeous. And yet I'm up in my sort of living room. I've got the door open. I wish you could hear the birds. The birds, it's like a aviary here. The birds are just up and happy. I've got a biggie today. This is a biggie for me. I hope it's a biggie for you. I mentioned clarity. I mentioned focused. I mentioned flow. I'm really going with the focus this morning. Laser focus. And here's what I've got. First of all, I'm going to make this sound like an advertisement, and it is. This episode of Fast Friday is sponsored by You Don't Have To. You don't have to intermittent fast, meditate, or write a book. And yet, here I am. I intermittent fasted. I fasted yesterday evening. With the exception of something I really like. It's called yaourt à boire. I used to drink it when I lived in France. It's a fluid yogurt, and it's super yummy. And so it's not technically fasting, I guess, but I only drank. And I actually, I didn't even follow all the rules, and yet I've got laser focus clarity this morning. Laser focus clarity. I'm going to shout out to Nicolina Hausinger and her human design, because I am in that classification, that wiring, that type of person in human design, how human design sees it. It's called a manifesting generator. And that's what I am. Now, I don't know all the aspects, all the characteristics of a manifesting generator. I do know that I have at least one idea per day. And that if I acted on this every single idea, I would probably write a post or do a YouTube short every single day, which, surprise, surprise, I do. So, however, this leads to other challenges. For example, which of these ideas do I act upon? Which ones are the biggies? Which ones are little piddly things that should be a 15-second YouTube short? Which should be a 10-minute video? Which should be the next book? Which should be the series of books? Which should be my entire brand? I'm a total visual guy. If you just saw that last 10 seconds, it's a triangle. It's a pyramid of power. And there's a daily short at the bottom as the foundation, especially for a manifesting generator. There's then that's daily. Weekly is, for example, a weekly video address or a weekly Fast Friday audio address, and then a monthly newsletter and maybe a quarterly book. See how that fits nicely into like a 1, 3, 9, 27 kind of thing, like for a month, right? 1, 3, 9, 27. I hope I can get the clarity across of what I want to talk about this morning. But first, so what I want to talk about this morning is my thing. But I first want to talk about your thing. Because your thing, your crystal clarity, your sailboat flow, and your laser focus, in my humble opinion, can come through the book You Don't Have To. I mention this because if you're asking yourself, Bradley, gee, how do you get such clarity on a Friday morning? What did you do? I fasted yesterday. I kind of went to bed early. I woke up definitely early. Why did I wake up early? Because I fasted. My body is less busy with digestion. That's my simplest answer. My body's less busy with digestion. I also drink a lot of water at night, so too much information, but I have to pee, and so I wake up early, and I woke up at 4:45, like bouncing with ideas, but good ones, not like anxiety, but like whoa, I literally thought, should I go? I tried to go back to sleep, couldn't, but in a good way because I've got so many ideas, but I've really just got one. So if you're looking for this laser focus, if you're looking for this crystal clarity, if you're looking for this sailboat flow, and if you don't know what I'm talking about with the sailboat, I have a chapter in my best-selling book every single day. It's called The Sailboat and the Cruise Ship. And it's all about the power, using the power of the wind, using the power of energy that's already there to, for example, fill your sails and flow your sailboat. So check out every single day as well as you don't have to. Wow, this is sounding a whole lot more like an ad than I meant to, but it's, you know what? If you don't know me, if you're new to my work, if this becomes a really popular audio or video, which I think it will, because this is really, if I want this to be, I look back at this and say, that's where I got my focus. That's when I shifted. Okay, here we go. Ready for I'm going to give you a little bit sailboat and cruise ship. The sailboat is powered by the wind. And you, all you need to do is open your sails and adjust your sails and pull the pulleys and the ropes and make it tighter over here and loosen this up. And you can maneuver quickly. And the beauty of it is you can go around the world without a drop of gasoline, right? Whereas the cruise ship is a big, hulking, massive behemoth. And it's, once you get going, it's hard to stop, right? Which is good and bad. But it's hard to maneuver. And you can't turn around a cruise ship very easily. You've really got to, I mean, even worse, you might have to turn on the reverse engine to slow it down because you have so much momentum. I mean, momentum is a good thing. But think about all the fuel you're burning to get this momentum, to move this giant ship. Needless to say, I'd rather be the sailboat. But I want to be the sailboat that's using the wind efficiently and effectively and cruising along. And if I need to tack and turn, then I can. Check out every single day. Oh, wow, this is really sounding like an ad. If you know me, I'm not very salesy like that. In fact, I should be more. Okay, ready? Here comes. I'm going to check my time. I think I might be at, 7 minutes? Wow, I think I'm at 7 minutes. I like keeping these under 10. So here goes. I'm going to get focused because that's the topic of the conversation today is focus, laser focus. Here's my plan. And really, I want to come back to this to say, when was the moment that you decided, Bradley, that this is really what you should go for? And absolutely focus, laser focus on this project. Ready? Here we go. It's Breakthrough Book. Now, if you're familiar with my work, you've been through Worst Book Ever, you've been through First Book Ever, you've been through Opposite Book, which was kind of a little blip, and I'm basically rebranding it, getting you even more focused than I was. And it's called Breakthrough Book. And the idea, the main flavor, I'm going to give you a couple of flavors, a couple of options to do your Breakthrough Book. But my favorite by far is, for lack of a better word, the Opposite Book. I refer often to my friend Kayvon, who has a book called Simplify. Well, he doesn't have a book called Simplify because it's not done yet. Because he, like typical of what happened, sorry, Kayvon, is that he's been working on it for 2 years. He's on his 3rd edit and his 4th publisher and his 18th draft and his 42nd proofread, and it's not done. Sorry, Kayvon. You know what? I'm sorry, not sorry, because you know how we're going to solve it? We're going to solve it with his Breakthrough Book. He's going to put that aside, put it to the side of his desk, and he's going to get working on his Breakthrough Book. Now, the Breakthrough Book is the opposite book. But actually, one option is the opposite book of the one you think you're supposed to write, or you know you're supposed to write. Like for him, it's Simplify. He simplifies your business processes. He simplifies your business. He is awesome at it. He's funny. He's lively. He's an awesome guy. He's so freaking brilliant. He's amazing. But he's stuck. And so he's stuck because his book is going to be awesome. But I need him, and I need him to get through that break. He needs to break through with his Breakthrough Book. And that's going to be the book called Complicate. And when I first mentioned this idea to him, the smile on his face was so wide and lovely and beautiful and energetic because it shed the responsibility of professionalism, of awesomeness, of the greatest masterpiece of all time. And he does stand-up comedy, by the way. If he lets me, I can put a link. But He is a funny guy. And you might not think you're a funny person, but I can almost guarantee you, I should put a guarantee in there that says if you don't at least smile when working on your breakthrough book, if you don't downright laugh, okay, I'm going to go with smile. If you don't smile, the cheekiest little tiny smile as you work on your breakthrough book, I will give you your money back. You could mention this video and you said, Bradley, I didn't smile the entire time. I wrote my breakthrough book and I didn't laugh. It was serious. I'm like, okay, then I think you didn't read the directions quite right. So I want to get your first book done. I want you to break through this stranglehold of procrastination and perfectionism, and we're going to write the opposite book of the book you think you should write. Now, you're going to say, Bradley, here's exactly what my wife said, who, by the way, doesn't really want to write a book, so she's kind of disqualified, because I want you to be someone who needs to share your message. You're someone who has something to say. Maybe you're a generator, maybe you're a manifesting generator. You have ideas and you want to share them with the world, and they're awesome and they're powerful and they're energetic and they're beautiful, and you want to share it with the world. And part of you probably doesn't even care if you sell 1 million in the bookstore, but part of secretly would love to do that. And so, but you want to get it done. And it's because it's important to you, it might bog you down. Believe me, I spent 12 years from 2000 to 2012 not writing and thinking and dreaming and wishing and hoping and chit-chatting about my book that I didn't write. And yet I finally started on November 1st, 2012, writing for 30 days. So that's in one option, but I'm going to shorten that down even more. I think we can get this opposite book done in a weekend. Now, okay, you want focus? I'm going to offer a do-it-yourself. I think you should do it in a weekend. A Friday evening prep, a Saturday's like the big day, Sundays wrap it up. I know, so it's almost like 1 day plus. So I'm going to have different versions of Breakthrough Book. You know what? I think I'm going to go over my 10 minutes. I'm sorry, not sorry, because this for me is such clarity, is such focus. It is 5:20 in the morning, and I am wide awake because this idea is burning. It's like a nuclear power plant in me of energy that doesn't need anything to go other than, well, fasting, meditating, and creating. So this is my hyper focus. Breakthrough Book. Wow. Okay. That's it. Let me give you the rundown of the options as I see them, also because it's 5:20 and I'm thinking amazingly clearly. It's like I can see more clearly, I can hear better, I can feel more intensely. And a lot of this comes from fasting. And if you're not familiar with fasting, you're like, how in the world can you see better and hear better and think more clearly through fasting? Well, read my book, You Don't Have to. Well, it's called You Don't Have to. It sounds like you don't have to read the book. You don't have to read the book. If you're not looking for crystal clarity or laser focus or sailboat flow, then don't bother. You don't have to read the book. Because you know what? Fasting can be hard. For me, it's easy now because I see the benefits. I know the benefits. And so I absolutely have no problem with fasting at night. In fact, it's become like a joyful challenge. The only hard thing about fasting really is social pressure. I'm sitting there with my wife and kids at the dinner table and I have a glass of water. They kind of give me weird looks. So like last night, I had a 2-hour Zoom call and then it was kind of too late to have dinner. So I'm secretly thinking, yeah, I get to skip dinner. And remember, I'm drinking a lot of water. And if you don't think water can fill you up, how much water have you been drinking? Okay, let me get back to laser focus because I'm so excited about this. And you want to know about financials? Because financials are important, and honest to goodness, if you know me, I don't think about them enough. I'm not salesy enough, even though it seems like half this thing is an advertisement for my other books. What kind of is? But I want to get focused, and I want to get salesy, and I want to sell a lot of these. There you go. I'm being brutally honest. I think this is my superpower. It's breaking through. If you ask anybody who works with me, my business coach, she'll say it's about Bradley. You help people break through. So this is, how about a book called Breakthrough Book? Here we go. Ready? I see at least 3 flavors of the book. And now I'm talking sort of internally, sort of from my business perspective, how I'm going to work this. I see a do-it-yourself version. I see a done-with-you version. And I don't know if there could be a done for you version that would kind of defeat the purpose. So let's go with different flavors of done with you. So first, do it yourself. I'm thinking $97. If you get on that and you see that and you think that's awesome, great, because I only want it to go up. $97, do it yourself. What am I going to offer you? I'm going to offer you absolutely every single step to get your breakthrough book done. Now remember, like psychologically, you are going to finish a book, right? So that's going to give you a sense of accomplishment. I have finished something. And if somebody says, oh, what's your book? I say, oh, it's my breakthrough book. And if I refer back to Kayvon, I say, oh, for your business, simplify? Yeah, except this book is called Complicate. And they're going to be like, excuse me? Excuse me? And you're going to explain, and you're probably going to laugh, thus invalidating the guarantee that you're not going to laugh about your opposite book, about your breakthrough book. And you're going to tell them how Complicate is a book about slowing down your efficient processes. But see, I can't even explain the breakthrough book without laughing. And that's the way I want you to talk about your book. You know what, by the way, somebody asked me the other day, Bradley, why do you even do this? Why is breakthrough book so important for you? And I can tell you, because I want to save time in your life, and not just time, but like the time of agony, of anxiety, of frankly depression, of time where you are not doing, you are not creating what you know you have inside of you, and you want to let it out. And that's your big important idea, or even better, it's your big important ideas, plural. Because if you're a manifesting generator or a generator, you have a lot of ideas and you want to get them out in the world. And the worst thing, in my humble opinion, is really holding them in, keeping them inside. That for me is torture. That is not fun, not good, not no fun good. I keep sidetracking. Believe me, this is laser focus for me because I know exactly what I want to do, and that's not often for the bigger picture. I know what I want to do every single day, but the bigger picture is often kind of too big. So I'm gonna chunk it down for myself here. Breakthrough book, do-it-yourself version in a weekend. Do it yourself. It's online. It's watch the videos. It's do the work. I'm going to give you templates. I'm going to give you like ready to make templates so that you can make your book. The chapters or headings are kind of already there for you. You just have to fill in the blanks and like hit publish. And then I'm going to show you how you can share it with the world, how you can even share it beyond the world, that's kind of funny, but how you can share it sort of privately and how you can share it or even sell it publicly. I'm going to get all into that in Breakthrough Book. So there's a do-it-yourself version, which frankly I think is the best, especially if you're not familiar with me or my work, and I want you to jump in with both feet and just go for it. If you think you're not a funny person, you haven't done a breakthrough book yet. How is that for a sales pitch? And because, I mentioned like why I want to do this. I like helping people break through, but I also like helping people laugh. I like helping them find their joy, find their humor. And the humor, I honestly and truly believe it can come through doing the opposite of what you think you're going to do. And especially if that thing is like big and important and awesome and behemoth and you're not doing it, then this is going to help us break through that barrier, and we can laugh about it and have a good time with it and giggle even. I mean, giggle, what a great word, right? Giggle. Let's giggle a little bit. So that's do it yourself. Do it yourself. And I kind of like the weekend thing. I'm currently working with two partners of mine, and we're doing a 90-day program. And this 90-day program is actually more like my other project, which will be a follow-on to Breakthrough Book, which is Boost Your Brand with a Book. And we're doing a similar kind of parallel project, and we're doing it in 90 days, which is awesome. But in some ways, it's almost too long. So we can talk about that later, but that is a follow-up. Because if you're wondering, Bradley, you're going to help me with this like crazy opposite book thing, but are you going to also help me with my real book? And yes, I am. And that program is going to be called Boost Your Brand with a Book. Well, I say going to be like it's the future. I've been working on this for years. It's finally just the refining. It's the laser focus. It's the crystal clarity, and it's the sailboat flow. So do it yourself. I highly recommend doing it in a weekend. And why? Because I want this little encapsulated perfection of a time element. Wow, that was good. From Friday evening to Saturday, big create day, to Sunday, wrap up and finish. And that's all the time you're going to need for this breakthrough book. And if you say, but I want to write 87 pages, like, nope, that's the longer version. In fact, if you want a longer version, fine, you can do 3 weeks. Just take day 1, make it week 1, day 2, make it week 2, day 3, make it week 3. Fine. If you really want to do 3 months, we can do that too, but you don't need that for breakthrough book. Breakthrough book you should really get done in a weekend. It's encapsulated. If you need to go away to the cabin by the lake with the sunset and the fall leaves and the cup of tea and the perfect laptop and the perfect time of day, and that's what you need to write, fine. Do that for breakthrough book. In fact, that leads me to other options for breakthrough book. Does it seem like I'm talking fast? Am I talking at like 125 speed? Yes, I kind of am, because I'm so focused. I'm so energetic. I'm so flow this morning. This is me at like hyper 5:27 in the morning, and it feels awesome. Okay, some more flavors. I'm getting these out because I'm basically writing my business plan for the next half year right here and now. So if you're paying attention, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I do on a fast Friday at 5:27 in the morning. So here we go. Do-it-yourself version. That's super fun. I will require that, by the way. If you want to do a boost your brand with your book, like your real book, then I'm going to require you to do breakthrough book. Great. Other options, done with you. I see several flavors here. Done with you could be Zoom, and again, back to the weekend. I want this thing to be done in a weekend. And you're going to say, I can't write a 100-page book in a weekend. That's because this is not going to be a 100-page book. And there are people out there, a shout out to I'm not going to name her, but my friend who lives in Portugal who writes about writing awesome books. And she's like, oh, don't do a book in a weekend. This is not your masterpiece book. This is your breakthrough book, and a breakthrough book can be done in a weekend. And I believe she would agree with me that this is a psychological secret weapon to get through our procrastination and perfectionism, to find our true joy, to allow our true energetic self to burst through, to come out on stage and shine. Whoa. All right, done with you. Couple options. Zoom. We can do Zoom. We can do it for the weekend. If you want me one-on-one, great. Find me, hire me for one-on-one Friday evening, Saturday day, Sunday day. If you want to do a group Zoom, great. You know what I would love would be you get the group together. Of course, I can get groups together. I'll set up times. I'll set up weekends. Great, fine, good. That would be the group option online. That's fun. That's great. That's very Corona time. But it would work, especially if we're talking about time zones or we don't live anywhere near each other. I live in the Netherlands. So, in Western Europe time zone. Speaking of time zones and stuff, that's the done with you online version. Let's get to done with you in person. Here I've got a dream, then I've got like the super duper dream. The dream is let's do it in person together on a Friday night, a Saturday, and a Sunday, and we're going to get this book done. And we're going to go through all the steps. We're going to get through the tech. You're going to download some software. You're going to sign into some software services. If I can remember right, most of it is free or should be free, or all of it might be free. And I know all the tech. The tech is not our challenge here. Our challenge is our perfectionism and our procrastination. So we're going to get through all that stuff. We should probably get through that stuff on Friday evening, and then Saturday's just going to be some sailboat flow. Okay, that would be in person. In person would be super awesome. You are welcome to come to the Netherlands. I know of castles. We can rent castles, we can rent space, we can find hotels. We can get this thing done in 2.5 days. And we're going to get your first book done. And then, again, if you're not totally following me here, I want you to then be able to and be excited about, have the energy for, and the clarity and the focus and the flow to get through, to go then be excited about your quote-unquote real book and get that thing done in record time and not spend years or decades working and slaving and thinking and deliberating about that book. Okay, you want an even more fun option on the flavor on Done With You? This is going to be, I'll come to you. You gather a group of people. I kind of like 3s and 9s, so maybe there's 8 of you. Get 8 of you or 9 of you, and it doesn't have to be that number, but it's probably got to be under 20, and I will come to you. We'll work out the payments, but and we'll work out the payment, and we'll get me to where you are. Okay, that's super duper extra dance mix version. You want the crazy, crazy, super fun, nutty version? That's going to be we meet up somewhere exotic and fun and where you think like, I'd like to go there. I'm thinking Bali, Costa Rica, Malta, Italy. I don't know. The sky's the limit. And then we do that as a group in a faraway exotic location. You want to know this super duper crazy dance remix extended playback crazy crazy fun version? That would be that it's not just me, and I put together my team who all have their strengths, and we bust through certain things like procrastination and perfectionism. And we could even bring in human design. We could bring in vocal coaches. We can bring in we can bring in improv comedy. We could bring in public speaking. We could turn this into from a 3-day, we could do 6-day, we could do 9-day, we could do that. The sky's the limit there as well. My true dream is to do this as a team. From my perspective, from the teaching side, I want to do it as a team. The weekend, I could absolutely see me being the the lead, especially for Breakthrough Book. But then if we get into Boost Your Brand with a book, there are elements that are not in my wheelhouse or not my strengths. So that's where I'd like to bring in a team, and then get the Boost Your Brand with the book done really right. Because that one that's not a weekend. It could be a weekend for maybe the outline. In fact, that could be an awesome idea. Speaking of which, I haven't even mentioned software. I'm not going to name the name of the software here, but I have recently found software, or we can call it a platform, that has jet propelled me forward as far as how to structure your book, how to outline it, how to get your ideas organized, and back to the 1, 3, 9, 27 pyramid or triangle of structure. That is some awesome sauce there, to quote Rich Robinson, and say awesome possum. Okay, that's it. I have gone from do-it-yourself $97 do-it-yourself in a weekend to there's a 9-day retreat in Bali where we are either doing Breakthrough Book or Boost Your Brand with a book. But this is all at, what time is it now? 5:46. This thing is way over my 10 minutes, but I have such crystal clarity. I have such laser focus. I have such sailboat flow this morning. I couldn't stop. I'm going to see if I can go back to sleep, but it's doubtful because I just have so much energy and so much focus and so much clarity. Energy goes with the sailboat flow. The energy here, just on the sailboat thing. Remember that. The wind is the energy. I'm just sort of harnessing it. I'm just capturing it with my sails. All I need to do is adjust the sails. I should probably learn more about sailing, as I really don't know anything about sailing other than what I just told you. There's pulleys and ropes and sails, and that's about all I know. There's a rudder, and you got to turn, and you got to tack, and there's another word that I can't remember, but you've got to go into the wind. And how isn't that amazing? A sailboat can go against the wind. You do the tack and the back and forth thing, and you get through the wind, even though you're going against the wind. But you're smart about how you do your sails and how you turn your boat and how you use your rudder. And that's it. And to think about that, they're doing it and they're having fun doing it. Well, maybe, but they're flowing and they're using a bigger energy than the energy that you have yourself. It's bigger than you, and yet you let it pull you along. And that's the power of it. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay, I'm finally going to wrap this up. I can't even see how much time it is because my phone is turned off. But I hope this has given you some crystal clarity. I hope this has given you some laser focus and some sailboat flow. In fact, I think I'm going to make that the title of this for this Fast Friday. And remember how all this started. I fasted on Thursday evening. I went to bed kind of early. I woke up crazy early, and I was bouncing with ideas. And yet this is a biggie for me. By the way, if I don't follow through on this, call me out. Call me out. Contact me. I'm not hard to find. Repossible.com, u.repossible.com. That's the letter U. Come find me. Call me out and say, Bradley, you had laser focus on June 30th, 2023. And what happened? Because you were talking Breakthrough Book. You were talking Bali. You were talking $97 do-it-yourself online course. What happened? That was awesome. I loved it. Why didn't you do it? call me out. Please do, because I can see this and I need to go forward with this. Hey, I need focus as well as a manifesting generator, as someone who has a gazillion ideas all the time. I need this laser focus as well. And by the way, in that trio there of the 17 hours to change your patterns, to change your routine, to change your habits of intermittent fasting and meditation and creating, this is the creating part, by the way. So I did the intermittent fasting. I actually haven't even done my meditation yet, which is very unlike me, but I was so excited about getting this news out that I just jumped here. So I'm going to go do a meditation, which will probably give me even more clarity. And we will see how that goes. How are we doing here? I hope we are rocking on the time. Holy smokes, this is like one of my longest recordings ever. Breakthrough book. Here, I can give you a URL ready. It probably doesn't exist, but it's going to be the letter u.repossible.com/p/BTB. That's it. All right, this is Bradley Charbonneau of Repossible on a fast Friday. And so I haven't been doing these fast Fridays regularly. Guess why? Because I haven't been fasting regularly on Thursdays. So, but look at this benefit, right? In fact, that could be part of the week in Bali, fasting. Did I tell you my catering joke about how I want to start a catering company for fasting events? Hey, what's on the menu? Water. Hey, where's the delivery of the food? Oh, there is none. It's not exactly a moneymaker. That is classified as one of the bad business ideas program. Hey, can you tell I like joking? Can you tell? Oh, I'm not sure I mentioned this at all. Like the most important, deepest, most awesome reason to do any of this is laughter, is joy, is humor, is laughing with ourselves, but also at ourselves. That for me is one of the critical elements of all of this. I think if people laugh more at ourselves and with ourselves in the planet, we would have more world peace. So there you go. I'm basically solving world peace through Breakthrough Book. There you go. I just said it. That's a big, lofty goal. I think we can achieve it, but I can't do it without you. Come sign up. I'm getting some more salesy. Can you tell? u.repossible.com/p/BTB Breakthrough Book. If the page doesn't exist yet, give me till Monday and I'll have it up. But you know where to find me. If you're listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube, I'm not hard to find. So I hope this has helped you. And by the way, those three things, that just flowed to me this morning with the crystal clarity, the laser focus, and the sailboat flow. So those three things are what I want for you. And I think you can get them through fasting and meditation and creating, and also using that then to write your breakthrough book in a weekend. I'm Bradley Charbonneau of Repossible. This is Fast Friday. I hope this has brought you energy and joy and humor. And until next time, keep creating.